Take a shot anytime you see a YouTuber do this in the thumbnail. Oh man, you'll get so fucked up. So I just saw Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and wow, there is a lot of movie in this movie. Now, I'll fully admit, it feels a little wrong to be, critiquing and judging this as a movie, just considering everything that's happened with it. And I'm still going to judge a movie on its own, but you'd be remiss if you didn't mention the passing of Chadwick Boseman, not only because it was immensely tragic and sad, but as a movie part on the side of it, the script was done. Ryan Coogler had to rewrite the whole script. And if I can start with the bad, you can feel it. I thought this movie was really messy. There's so many plot lines and places you're having to go to. The text that pops up that tells you what setting you're in? I think that happened maybe like 15 or 17 times. And eventually it just starts to be like, wow, okay, this is a little bloated for me. Like I just had Thanksgiving dinner or something. This is getting a little bit out of hand. And there's a lot of exposition that has to be given. And, Ryan Coogler does his best to make it at least visually interesting while that, exposition is kind of going on. But if I'm being real, you can kind of feel that the script had a lot of last minute stuff. And like I just said, on one hand, I want to give that a pass. And I kind of do, but I also kind of have to mention it just because that is actually my main problem with this movie, is just how messy it was. And if I'm being real, there are not a lot, but in the beginning, there are some uses of shaky cam where I was like, okay, bro, what is happening? This is like on some Bourne Ultimatum type shit, but a little bit worse. It was really hard to see just kind of what was going on. That was in the beginning. Now, I know I'm starting with some of the bad, and some of you have already disliked the video and probably are leaving me a comment right now. At the same time, even though I do feel that way about this movie, motherfucker, I teared up in like 2 minutes. 2 minutes on screen, just boom, the waters just started filling my eyeballs, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. The MCU did it again, because anytime I start feeling a little bit like I'm kind of out on the MCU, it's had a very up and down phase 4. There's been some lows, there's been some highs. Shut up, I consider that a high. It's still been a little bit iffy for me overall. And then this one, it just still pulls me in, even with the flaws that I just said. Because like I just said, again, how many times am I repeating myself? Because even though I do feel that the story is a little bit bloated, with that comes its themes of grief and loss and anger and vengeance. It's really the through line through the whole movie. From the opening frame to the last, that is really what makes it that impactful. And one thing that actually really hit me is, I've talked about like crying in movies, just, me as an audience member. For me, there's always been a barrier. And even if it's an amazing job, an amazing movie, an amazing actor, they're crying, to me in my head, I'm like, that's an actor, they're crying, he's just reading the lines, and I know it's fake, basically. In this one, though, anytime they shed a tear or their voice trembled, it hit me a lot harder because, I'm just going, it's like real, it's real. I don't think they had to exactly dig deep to really bring out those emotions, because the loss of Chadwick Boseman is just too real to them. And honestly, oh man, I'm still sick. Chadwick Boseman's presence is just missed in the movie. You can really feel it. Maybe that's why it partly feels messy, just because, as an audience member, you're looking for someone to really anchor you down and kind of pull you through the whole movie, even with, some of the more messier parts. Like in the first movie, a movie that I liked, I didn't love, especially with that third act, I did not like. But Chadwick Boseman really pulls you through the whole movie. And with him gone, it felt like I was almost kind of searching for that next person. And obviously, they're putting Shuri in the middle of it here. And, Letitia Wright does a great job. All the actors do a great job here. Angela Bassett, awesome. I'm sorry to say it's not the same. It's really not the same. And I don't know what they do moving forward, if they just kind of push through. But it really wasn't the same. And, I can talk about the technical aspects of a movie all day, and here the costume design is fantastic yet again. The production design is great. The sound design is really good. The visual effects are much better than the first one here. And even though I said it's messy, maybe it doesn't even matter, because with the hand that Ryan Coogler was dealt with this movie, I feel like he did the best job that anyone could ask for. He pulled off an MCU movie, 20-something movies into the universe here were just hard enough. And he also really made me feel the loss of Chadwick Boseman, which I didn't think I could feel more of until you watch the movie again. And honestly, it starts really strong It ends really strong. The stuff in the middle, like I said, I have problems with it for sure, and I think some people will definitely. But at the end of the day, it's just kind of one of those things where I'm like, it's still good to me. It's still good. I'm sorry. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. 3.5 stars. I'm judging on that rating, to be honest. I'm seeing it again on Friday, so, you know, follow me on Letterboxd. You'll see if it changes or not. For my subscribers, as far as Oscars go, honestly, I'll have to think about it. It's really late where I'm at. The movie is 2 hours and 41 minutes long, so I got home a little late. I think costume design, like, for sure. I'd have to take a look again on, like, the production design and the sound. Costume and visual effects feel good. I don't see this as a picture thing anymore, but that's just my opinion. This is just one guy's opinion. I know a lot of people are really loving the movie, so that's cool to see. Maybe I'll love it even more the second time. But honestly, this is just one of those deals where it's like, what am I supposed to say? It's so crazy that he's not here anymore. What the hell?